continuing the re-recordings of the United Marxist Pact's readings from the other day. This time we are going over the program of the Party of the Communist Party of Italy. This was presented in Leghorn, January 1921. This is a very short piece, but we'll get right into it. The International Communist Party is constituted on the basis of the following principles established at Leghorn in 1921 at the foundation of the Communist Party of Italy, section of the Communist International. 1. Under the present social regime of capital, the conflict between the productive forces and the relations of production develops at an ever-increasing rate, giving rise to antithetical interests and to the class struggle between the proletariat and ruling bourgeoisie. 2. Production relations today are protected by the power of the bourgeois state. Whatever the foreign representative system and employment of elective democratic, the bourgeois state remains the organ for the defense of the interests of the capitalist class. 3. The proletariat can neither smash nor modify the system of capitalist relations of production which exploits it without violently overthrowing the bourgeois power. 4. The indispensable organ of the revolutionary struggle of the proletariat is a class party, the Communist Party, which contains the most advanced and resolute parts of the proletariat, unifies the efforts of the laboring masses, and transforms their struggles for particular group interests and immediate gains into the general struggle for the revolutionary emancipation of the proletariat. The party is responsible for propagating the revolutionary theory amongst the masses, for organizing the material means of action, and for leading the working class through the course of its struggles by ensuring the historical continuity and the international unity of the movement. So there's not a lot to break down there, but to put into shorthand, Heinz Party, 1, contains the most advanced and resolute parts of the proletariat. 2, unifies the efforts of the proletariat. 3, makes their struggle general for the revolutionary emancipation of the proletariat, rather than being focused on local or immediate or national interests. Instead, it's general, it's international, it's the workers of the world. It is responsible for 1, educating the working class, 2, organizing the material means of action, which would include, for example, getting the munitions, having the organizational structure to use them, so on and so forth. And 3, leading the working class by ensuring of historical continuity and international unity. Back to the text. 6. Only by means of force will the proletarian state be able to systematically intervene in the social economy and adopt those measures with which the collective management of production and distribution will take the place of the capitalist system. So I just want to give an example real quick. Private property is enshrined throughout pretty much all laws in America as an example of a pristine bourgeois state. In the Constitution, which is basically unchangeable, private property is among one of the first of the requirements that is laid out. The very structure of the state, the very organization, the aspects of the many, many, many unelected positions, so on and so forth. All these are fundamentally at odds with any sort of socialist development. Even if we got a dyed-in-the-wool communist in the presidency, in every single senatorial position in the House of Representatives, the Supreme Court, which is a structurally that's flat out a undemocratic institution, an extraordinarily elitist one at that, and in essentially every single place, it wouldn't matter. They would have to just destroy their whole basis of existence. They would have to tear down the Constitution. They would have to tear down essentially every law you could probably care to name. They would have to rewrite all of it. And this would be a fundamentally oppressive and violent act, right? Because it's going in and saying, all these property relations, they're going away. And does anybody actually think that the capitalist class is just going to sit there when they've got their incredibly powerful state apparatus, which is designed from the very basis of it in order to suppress this exact sort of thing? Of course not. Anyway, just food for thought there for anybody who thinks that such a seizure of power through getting elected would ever occur. And that's not even to count the fact that external forces are just going to come in and be like, no, bro, we've got all these deals with your government, like the transatlantic trade agreement, right? You can't just leave that. What are you talking about? We'll invade you if you try to do that. America's not the greatest example of that because America is usually the one doing that. Anyway, 7. This transformation of the economy and consequently of the whole of social life will gradually eliminate the necessity for the political state, whose machinery will gradually give way to the rational administration of human activities. Okay, so that is the text for the program of the Communist Party of Italy, written in Leghorn in 1921. Thanks for anybody who happens to be listening, and you have a great day.